Let me also point out that I think whoever's flying these craft are demonstrating first that they're interested in the fact that we have nuclear weapons and that we've threatened to use them, for 50, 60 years now. And I think that's of concern to them, maybe for altruistic reasons, maybe for selfish reasons. If they have plans and projects here on Earth, if they're involved in some way on this planet, a massive nuclear conflict would affect their projects and plans just as much as human civilization would be impacted. When, in the case of David Shore's experience, when the missiles were actually temporarily activated, my opinion is that they and the UFOs were not attempting to start World War III. I think they were simply demonstrating, hey, we're in control of your weapons, whether you like it or not. Here's what we can do. And they probably knew, in fact, that David Shore and the other officers could shut down the launch. And so they weren't really generating, they weren't trying to start World War III. We know you alluded briefly to an incident in 1982 in the Soviet Union, which journalist George Knapp has brought to our attention. He smuggled hundreds of documents out of Russia in 1994, some of which dealt with nuclear weapons related cases in the Soviet Union. And in October of 82 in Soviet Ukraine, there was actually an incident very similar to what David Shore described to me, where suddenly several missiles, unspecified number of missiles, went into activation, were preparing to launch. And for 15 seconds, it appeared World War III was going to start. And we now know from interviews that have taken place in the last 10 years in Russia that some of the men who were on site when that occurred, they were just utterly terrified. They thought it was World War III. They had no idea what was occurring. So again, in my view, my humble opinion is that these entities, they're not human, are just simply trying to demonstrate, you're playing with fire, you stupid humans. You better think twice about all of this.
I was told once by a friend of Edgar Mitchell that he took the view that it was the non-human intelligences saying the kiddies are playing with matches. We need to stop them from doing this foolhardy thing.